Hey there, and welcome back to the golden age of DC Comics 365. I'm using this gift I got almost 2 decades ago for its intended purpose. It's a day, a page read, and it's a history of superhero comics and publishing, and of also American history too, during a time of depression and war. The golden age of comics lasts between, say, 1935 and 1955, and it's a window into the past, and it's a great origin story for all of the superheroes that we've come to know and love, even up until today. And so let's crack open this book. Today is February 2nd, and this Wayback Machine is going to the Simon Kirby days. The Boy Commandos. Yes, this is some Jack Kirby art, and as I said before, you can see that the crease of the page, you can see where they scanned the photo. But yeah, and that's the Boy Commandos. All 4 of them. They're an international gang, so I'm gonna say these gets diversity, inclusion, and representative points. I can't tell you which one is which. Someone else can. I will guess that the chubby one, the guy in the center with the bowler hat, I'll say that's Dan Turpin. His name's Brooklyn. He's the American representative, and he gets retconned in New Gods number 5 in 1971, done also by Jack Kirby, that Detective Dan Turpin used to be known as Brooklyn, one of the Boy Commandos. Yeah, isn't that great? That's like those are the nuggets of continuity. Continuity is the great overstory, even with its overlaps and bumps. The great overstory of a specific comic book character or their world. Continuity, also known as canon. So yeah, let's talk about the Boy Commandos for a second. This is February 2nd in the book, and art by Joe Simon and Jack Kirby from the cover of Boy Commandos number 11, summer of 1945. Life wasn't all adventure, not even for comic book heroes like the Boy Commandos. On this cover, Pierre, aka Andre, Jan, or John, Brooklyn, and Alfie suffer of soldier's worst shame, kitchen police duty, and console themselves with a comic book. Strangely enough, it's the same issue that the reader is holding, and so on. The idea of art within art had a strange fascination for comics creators of this era, and the covers of this kind were commonplace. Still, there's no attempt to extend the idea in excruciating detail here once the point has been made. No sense in going overboard. After all, the artists had rushed to create a backlog of material like this before going into the service themselves. I'll read that. After all, the artist had rushed to create a backlog of material like this before going into the service themselves. Indeed, it was a different time. The draft, you had to go fight in World War II. But see that the cover of Boy Commandos there is the cover of the magazine you're holding. Yeah, huh? And buy war bonds. That was huge, keeping getting the industry of munitions off the ground was buying war bonds. The Boy Commandos, I'll read the wiki, is a fictional organization from DC Comics, first appearing in Detective Comics number 64, published of June 1942 by Joe Simon and Jack Kirby. It's a combination of the Kid Gang characters and international cast of young boys fighting Nazis, or in their own parlance, the Ratsies. And Simon and Kirby were hired away from Timely Comics, and later on to be Marvel Comics, by DC towards the end of 1941, primarily due to their success on Captain America, but without there being a clear purpose for the decision, nor a title to work on. So, and it goes on, and you can look the wiki up yourself for Boy Commandos. But yeah, it's Simon and Kirby, and those are the names of legend in comic books. And they are the architects the architects and the archetypes of what's come before. They're the foundation of the standard of these comic books, and their storytelling and their artwork, and it's gone down from generation to generation, and it's how many years? That's 20. It's been 70 years since all of this stuff. So, it's just this is some good stuff. I mean, just the golden age of comic books, that is, and just having an appreciation for it, and that it's had such an impact on the fictions that we have today. And the members of the Boy Commandos were you can identify with other countries. You had Andre Chavard, he was from France, Alfie Twidget from England, Jan Hassan from the Netherlands, and Brooklyn from the United States. And they had the grown-up Captain Rip Carter as they fought on all fronts of the Second World War. And in 1944, they teamed up with the Newsboy Legion to stop armed and armored traders based out of New York City. Oof. And Special Crimes Metropolis Special Crimes Unit Detective Dan Turpin was Brooklyn. Yeah, huh? And if you're a fan of say something as good as the 1990s Superman, the animated series, Dan Turpin's a character in there, and he's meant to be a Jack Kirby pastiche, the way he talked and his mannerisms, I guess. So there's an Easter egg joke in there. Also, it's showing the brutality of that show that's often benign. Dan Turpin is literally killed by Darkseid in the finale, a very rare casualty you see in a cartoon shown at children's times, that 3:30, 2:30, 3:30 zone. It used to play on WB 56, when it aired, and I remember that. Yeah, Dan Turpin gets killed as a cartoon by Darkseid, another Jack Kirby creation. So thank you for tuning in today. It's the golden age of DC comic books, 365 days, and we're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. We're going to do it. So what are you doing tomorrow at 3 o'clock p.m. on Eastern Time? Come and hang out with us. We're talking comic books for a few minutes. Thank you so much for dropping by. Give a like, smash that like button if you could be so kind. Give me a dislike if you didn't like this content. I'm a big lad. I can handle it. I am an ordained minister, an amateur theologian. And that's a good cup of coffee. I say let's get spiritual, and we often do. I am also a professional chef. I give you professional restaurant-level cooking hacks so you can make delicious, nutritious, and beautiful food for you and your family at your supper table. So tune in. I would love to earn your subscription. Thank you so very much for tuning in, and check us out again tomorrow, okay? Cheers.